Welcome back to the show. Now, before the break, we were speaking about how you can manage your finances for each month so that you don't have to live paycheck from paycheck, but you can also have a few savings, have a rainy day fund, things like that. But we have with us Shafra Salim, who is a familiar face here on MTV Sports, and he's been talking to us about little things that you can change in your life, or actually little things that make a very big change in your life. But before we go on to a very interesting video that we have lined up, I want to ask you about credit cards. And credit card debt is something that is horrible, but inevitably credit cards also make our lives easier. They do. You don't have to carry around cash, and it's on credit. I mean, even if you don't have a lot of cash in your checking account, you can still give the card and save yourself on that particular occasion. But what are the repercussions of credit card debt in the long run?
Okay, see, I worked years back in a credit card related function. So how is credit card pitched? It's a card, it's a plastic card, fancy looking, full of money. You swipe, that's it, you walk away with everything you want. But what I feel about credit card is the fact that credit card has its good as well as bad. It's a devil as well as angel. I'll tell you the good thing first. Why is it an angel? As you said, you don't need to carry around money. Today you walk around with cash might not be the most safest thing to do. So you have a plastic. Second, it's based on a particular, let's say, assumption, the fact that it allows you to engage in e-commerce, because today websites are really developed. Today there are enough and more websites where you can only pay via credit card. So then what do? Maybe you're doing a qualification, you need to pay your subscription, you need a credit card. Second good thing. Third good thing is the fact that all these banks, they give you a lot of offers, 20% off, 30% off, 40% off. You think that's a good thing? It is not. If it's 20% off, 30% off, let's say on a supermarket where you do your grocery stuff, good. If it's on a bookshop for important things, good. If it's a 20% off on a candlelight dinner and you can't afford it, you're going to go on a credit card, 20% off, mind you, you have to pay 80% more. And that 80% you're going to pay is way more than having a dinner with candlelight at home. So might not be the bestest thing. Why I say credit card is bad is because sometimes it's plastic. Sometimes when you pay via cash, you feel that pain, it hurts you. You know, when you swipe a plastic, it doesn't hurt you at all. You're like, okay, fine, it's a plastic. And then you always think, okay, fine, I pay for what I get, you don't. If you take a credit card, there is an interest component. Most of the time you get calls from banks saying, why don't you pay the minimum payment? So you pay minimum payment and you're very relaxed because your card works again. Wow. But then the point being, you don't realize the outstanding amount, you're getting interest on that. Then there's a late payment charge. Then there's an over limit fee. So basically you pay way more than what you spent on. Number one. Number two is the fact that credit card induces you to spend on certain things which are not necessary. Because as I said, today you feel I can swipe my credit card and buy it, and tomorrow I'll pay it. But remember, your income doesn't increase like this.
It doesn't.
What you can't buy today, you can't buy tomorrow. So it basically doesn't make any sense anyways. So I don't think credit card is a good idea.
Avoiding credit cards is the best thing?
Not avoiding, use it in a smart manner. If you're using a credit card, pay the entire amount at the end of the month. So banks hate people who do that and make them hate you, because if they hate you, it means you win.
Alright, so that's a very useful insight. If the bank hates you, that's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And on that note, we lined up a video for you. This is a small little video about how to save money. Let's go check it out.
Money can be a challenge. The secret is twofold. Uncover new sources of found money and then make that cash as well as whatever you are already saving. Work harder for you. Here is how to do it. You will need a budget, a fixed savings account, reduced expenses, pre-tax savings plan. Optional needs, automatic pay deductions and a retirement plan with the matching contribution. Step 1. Prepare a budget. Write down a list of your monthly expenses. Rent or mortgages, car payments, utilities, groceries and other costs. And compare that to your monthly take-home pay. If you are spending more than you are earning, figure out where you can make cuts. Step 2. Determine how much you can direct into savings each month and make that a fixed expense, one that gets paid every month no matter what, just like any other non-negotiable expense. To make savings easier, set up an automatic deduction from your paycheck into a savings or retirement account. Step 3. Take a close look at your expenses, thinking creatively about which ones you can reduce or even remove. Redirect that found money into savings. Step 4. Check if your employer offers a plan that lets you save pre-tax money. contributing pre-tax rupees allows you to make larger contributions because you don't have to pay taxes on the money that you save right now. If your employer matches your retirement plan contributions, take advantage of it. It's a risk-free way to increase or even double your contributions. Step 5. Start saving early, even if you can only make small contributions in the beginning. A person who begins savings for retirement at age 25 has to save less money than someone who starts at age 45. That's because they'll not only be earning interest on the money they save, but interest on the interest. The power of compounded interest can dramatically accelerate your savings growth over time and help save your financial future.
So start saving when you're 25 for your retirement, which is probably when you're 60 years old. Is that actually going to happen?
Why not? That's a question, because at the end of the day, what basically happens in our life, we start looking at the short term. We start looking at today, we start looking at tomorrow. Hence your expenses are very short term based. Why not you save for your retirement? The point being, as I said, today when you get a saving, you need to remember one thing. There are 3 types of income. One is earned income, the other is portfolio income, the third is passive income. Earned income is what you go to a company and earn, number 1. So that happens. Number 2 is passive income, and number 3 is portfolio income. So when you get cash, consider your cash as workers for you. You need to not use them and kill all of them. You kill some of them, the others you send out to work. They work 24 hours a day to create more people like them. And then all of them get together and they want to buy their boss a Porsche.
Okay.
So basically when you get money, you spend some. Then you save some. I don't believe in saving for interest, because what is your interest return? It's basically, very minimal. So you put that in a portfolio, maybe stock market, very carefully. Or maybe put it into real estate. I'm talking about a higher order need when you get to that level. Then these get together and start working for you. Then basically your earned income, whatever you get from your job, you use on your essentials. These guys will get together and buy that car we were talking about without loan, free of charge for the boss.
So what is passive income?
Passive income is your property. Portfolio income is your stock market.
Okay.
Earned income is what you earn. Passive income is your real estate property. You buy something. Let's say today most people buy property just like that. Well, what's the best way to do it? Go to foreclosures. You get it, the ones that banks give out.
Yes,
so you buy those land on a very low rate. You get that. Within months, you sell it to someone else at a larger profit. That's a passive income. Not portfolio, not earned. And also another thing is, imagine you buy a property today. Before you buy, you take a tenant over there and show him that property and say, do you like it? You like it, I'm going to buy that. You buy that, give him the amount. You buy it on a loan or a lease. That's okay, because the rent you're going to charge from this guy will be good enough to cover that. So basically, you're just sitting back and your property becomes yours in 4 years.
So that's a really great tip right there. And let's speak about things like buying sovereigns. Now people do this, buying gold and investing in things like that. So is that a great way of going about it as well?
See, you need to be thoughtful. So today, gold is at $1,336. That's the rate today.
Okay.
It went up to 1,380 1 week back. It had gone up to 1,900 in the month of March. So the point is, when do you buy gold? That's the first question mark. People buy gold only when the countries are in a crisis. So when the countries are in a crisis, you know your money is not reliable because it can fall in value. Yeah. So then you need a substitute for holding your wealth in money. Then you go for gold. So when everyone goes behind gold, gold rate goes up.
Yes.
Today what has happened, most of the countries even in Europe have stabilized. They've come to a proper good point. So people have confidence on money. So the amount of demand for gold is falling down. Today, a low point for gold, I feel it might be worthy to invest, but you can't make quick buck. You need to keep that for some time to make. So sovereign, answering your question, you need to be a smart buyer rather than just being rash about it.
Yeah, we should check when the price is going
exactly,
up.
Exactly.
Of course. But let's talk about day-to-day things like utilities. Utilities are things that come like clockwork every month.
Yes.
So how can you, especially if you speak about something like electricity and the recent hike that's happened in the prices. Can I just know about the background of why this price hike happened and how it affects all the consumers after that? See,
now the reason for the increase happening is very debatable, right? So the point being, the fact is, the accusations is the fact that it's already subsidized. You can't take any more subsidies. If you take Ceylon Electricity Board running at a loss, So if it is running at a loss, you can't have it continuously running at a loss. Why is it running at a loss? Because the rates are quite low. Hence you start compromising that with a price increase. But the question you need to ask is, why is that loss making happening? Is it because you're inefficient? Is it because your directors are paid a very high amount? Those are questions you need to ask yourself. Then it comes to the second question, how does it affect? Electricity is a very strategic thing. It's a very fundamental thing. It's a very foundation thing. Bottom line, it has to be subsidized, because that's a spiral. There's no two words about it. People who say it can't be subsidized, absolutely wrong. It cannot be subsidized. You can get away with it from a country which is very rich. Sri Lanka is not Colombo. Sri Lanka is a country where close to 60% are below the poverty line. You need to give them subsidized electricity. Electricity price goes up. Obviously, when electricity price goes up, every retailer's cost of running that place goes up. He charges. Manufacturing plants, cost goes up because of electricity. They charge. Laborers ask for a high amount because prices are going up. It's a spiral. It blows up in a much larger manner. So the point being, electricity increasing will affect every product in the country, hence inflation goes up. And we report a single digit inflation. But my question is that valid? Because inflation is based on the basket of goods, which can be manipulated. Then the question being, is it one digit inflation? Coming back to your answering, can you control electricity cost? You can't. Being an ordinary man, you can't control the electricity cost. What you can do is maybe switch off that extra light.
Yes.
Maybe, do you need an air conditioning in the night? Are you switching it on the entire night? Maybe cut it down for a few hours. That's something that you can do. Rather than looking at the macro picture of how I can reduce the electricity cost right from top, try saving for you. Then let's think about as a country as to how we can bring the overall electricity cost down. But now the point being, can you do it at your place? With the hike, can you still maintain it at the same amount? Maybe by switching off a light. Maybe by switching off the heater. Maybe by not using a microwave. I don't know, maybe people might accuse me saying, are we going back to Stone Age? No, but then it's a matter of balancing out whether you want your luxuries or whether you want to save money.
Of course, and there are things like water and electricity which you really do need, and maybe you can't cut back on the amount of showers you have each day. But there are other things like internet and maybe cable TV, which are not exactly on the same scale when it comes to being a necessity. So then, is it wise to go and cut down on those?
So the point being, internet. How many hours a day are people at home today? People talk about internet, cable TV. How many hours a day? You leave to work, this morning we are here at 7:30. I'm sure a lot of people are trying to pack up in a little while, So once you go to work, you're spending close to 8 to 9 hours. Why can't you check your internet at office? Are we busy working all 9 hours? I don't think so. And are you trying to tell me Facebook is important? Then get it on your mobile. But important things on internet, you can check it at company. Then the question being cable TV. You come back home. Do you want to watch a particular show? Then you might as well subscribe to a package where you have a couple of things that's needed and watch it. That's something you can decide. But again, coming back to cable TV. Before cable TV, ask yourself, are your 3 meals a day done? Is your water done? Is your electricity done? Is your education done? Let's talk about cable TV if you can afford it.
So it's all about prioritizing here on Good Morning Sri Lanka today. And we have one more segment coming up with you as well, Shafraz.
Yes.
So let's stay tuned in for that, and we'll be right back on Good Morning Sri Lanka.